Hi guys, so today I'm going to be resetting up Trip's cage. Right now I'm just taking out all the items such as the cork pieces, some grapevine pieces, terracotta, her hide, and also her sand bath. And you will see that under her sand bath there is a stand or like a stilt that me and my dad built that is very important for heavy items, especially if you want to set heavy items on anything that they need to be on a stilt or something that holds them up that your hamster won't get crushed from. I'm just emptying out everything, taking the bedding off as well because the bedding does get stuck to almost everything in her cage because they have rough surfaces. And so right here I'm just pulling it off of this really good grapevine piece from Petco. And I didn't really touch the cork in the middle because I know that's where part of her burrow is, and also it's under her multi-chamber hideout. Right after this, normally she would be awake when I do this, but it was 12 o'clock in the morning, so I decided it would be okay to wake her up because it was time for her to wake up anyways. And it actually took me 45 minutes to find her. Kind of had a heart attack, but it's okay. And I ended up finding her. She was just running away from me under the bedding, which is totally okay, and I understand. So right here, I'm just taking out the rocks and moving them so I can pick up the sand bath. The sand bath probably weighs 15 pounds. That's why I had to put it on a stilt. And then here is the stilt. Me and my dad built it just out of some, I believe it's Palmer wood, or maybe not. I don't really remember the name of it, but it was really easy to build. It took like 5 minutes. And as you can see, under her multi-chamber hideout, she has her burrow. And I'm just taking out that hide very carefully because I don't want to disrupt her and make her mad, but I just took that out, leaving her burrow alone. And then after that, I took out all the stuff besides the cork in the middle, and then I took that out last just to make sure if she wanted to come out, she could. And she also could come out like through her other burrow, but she was using her cork more at the time. Here's me kind of trying to look for her, making sure I'm not squishing her. So I took the cork out, made sure she wasn't inside of it, and then I just had to take the bedding out of here because if you use cork logs, you know that bedding gets really, really stuck inside of them, but it comes out pretty easily. So after that, I just went on to adding the stuff back in, and I also found her as well. So here I'm adding in the stilt for her sand bath. I put this more on the left hand side, but not right in the corner, so I could add more stuff like around. And so I'm just putting the bedding under that. It took me probably around 15 minutes to get it fully set up how I like it. Then I added the sand bath, and then I adjusted the bedding to an even level all the way around the cage, about 11 inches. Here I'm adding, I'm sorry about the orbs, I'll say that in a minute, but here I'm just adding a multi-chamber hideout. Hey guys, this is me editing, and I just realized in this clip, I don't know why, but there are like 500 different orbs going in front of my camera, so I don't know what's going on. I guess it's something like I did this at like 2 in the morning, so it's something like weird and paranormal, but I'm really sorry about that. I didn't notice that while I was filming. And then also some of the ending of me setting up got cut off, but I did do a tour at the end. Now I just continue to fill up her cage. You can see her multi-chamber hideout and her sand bath. I just put the top on. I did adjust it after this. And then I added a really large grapevine piece. It took me a while to figure out where I wanted to put it, but I eventually figured it out. And she seems to really like climbing it. And it's quite tall, but it's quite heavy, so I put it near the sand bath on the stilt. Then I put a nice cork log. I ended up moving it to adjust something else, and I ended up moving the grapevine piece as well. But now I'm adding this grapevine piece. I'm wedging it between the wall and the sand bath, and I think it looks quite nice. And then I took the bendy bridge and I put it kind of where her food dish will go on her sand bath. I did move it from where I'm putting it right now, as you can see in a little bit. But so I just continue to set it up. And the reason why I moved so much is because I realized that I forgot to put her eco earth in there. So I ended up just arranging stuff to where it would look nice. And so I'm just adding everything in right now. Alright, there you can see the eco earth. I was going to put it there, and then I decided, no, I'm going to put it in the bedding. It looks a little bit nicer. So I ended up moving quite a bit of stuff, but I think that it looks nice once it's all put together, and it adds the grapevine adds a little bit of coverage to the cage and climbing area. And then I added a nice cork log. I was going to put it as a tunnel, but I wanted her to use her multi-chamber hideout more, so I instead put it towards the Eco Earth, as you can see in a minute. Also, I didn't want it in the same direction as the other cork log. It kind of just looked messy. So here I was just trying to figure out where I wanted to put it. It took me a while to figure out where I wanted to put this, but I eventually settled on this spot. And soon my camera does turn off, so I'm really sorry about that, but there's a tour coming very soon at the end of this video. So here I'm just adding the rest, and then I added a bunch of different accessories, and now my camera cut off. So here's the tour. I'm really happy with how it came out, and she seems to really enjoy it. There's a lot of foraging things, and then here is her just walking around the cage and having a little bit of fun in her sand bath. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video, and please subscribe.